All right, homies, check it out, man. It's my home Jerome, man. My homie Jerome. Check this out, man. Look at this work that he be doing. Man, that's some sick ass work right there. That's sick. Shit, look at that one. That's straight legit right there, man. Yes, sir. Look at that. Damn it. Look at all that detail in there, man.
Yeah, I know that's a lot of layers of
That's
paint.
that's some detail.
It got weather smoke damage, so I had to redo it.
Oh
That's why it looks
damn.
so thick.
Yeah, homies, and we also got another piece here, Dan, that he's in the show. He's gonna talk about. Look at that. Shit, you know, y'all know that's my style right there. Check out this one right here. Shit, if I had enough room in my bar, hell yeah, I make that work. Look at that. Shit, dude. That's straight legit, man.
All free.
Yes, sir. All freehand.
Yeah.
You heard my homie. I said all freehand, man. Showing you this here. Hopefully you're watching our interview. And I saw this dude's work, man. I really had to holler at him and say, hey, man, let's get together. I want to talk about your work. I want to showcase your work. And I just want to, let people know what you're doing here in the 210, man. All right, homies, check this out. All right, homies, got my boy Jerome right here, man. About to get up on this work, man. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this piece right here you working on, bro?
Well, first off, the styles that came from all this was probably originated from my old days, back in my old days, in the early 90s, when I was working and graduated in 94, so I was already hitting the lowriders and the Harley shows all around that time, and painting out of the west side of San Antonio. And my dad's an artist out of there, so it was kind of normal to me, normalcy to see my dad's paintings and see mine and stuff, so I just kind of followed in his lead. But then I branched off and started doing more airbrush work, and Harley Davidson found me in '96.
Damn.
Moved me to California, to Orange County, and I worked for them for about, I guess, 4 years. And then I branched out on my own. I said, repetition's repetition, but I'm more creative than that. So I moved on and gathered all the information I could and started painting all sorts of murals and everything I could get my hands on. I was painting, and I didn't care what it was. I was just wanting to paint. And I ended up seeing a lot of boats at the time and a lot of aircraft because my uncle was working for Northrop at the time. So I was doing a lot of safety signs and shit like that. But as I got further into my detail in my work, I noticed that my styles were changing, and I was able to pretty much paint whatever I needed to paint, depending on what the person wanted. So I came back to Texas and hit the shows again and started doing a lot of commission work. And that ended up turning into a big thing where I was just actually not even doing commission anymore. I was just painting a bunch of paintings, big 36 by 48s or whatever I could get my hands on. And from there I just grew and kept growing, and then I was noticed by a bunch of car clubs, and I got back into the lowrider scene. And back in San Antonio, I just did a couple of shows. I guess a couple months ago, there was a lowrider show in Austin, I believe, and the slingshot I did just won second place for best in show. And I hadn't been in the contest, like I said, since like '94, '95.
Yeah.
But that's not even my thing. My jam is like big murals, expressions. Like now, it's even more the movement for the Hispanics. I'm doing, the Hispanic thing. Because
Culture, homie.
yeah, the culture's
Yeah,
all.
culture.
It's important, dude.
Gotcha.
I never thought it was when I was younger. I mean, I did, and I had mad respect for it because that's what the lowrider scene was. It was all the culture and the history of it, right? And I appreciated it, but I didn't take the extent to where my dad had it. He was a Texas historian at the time, and he was very big in the culture. The Fridas and all the Hispanic bands and the ones from Panama and from. My dad was a big traveler. He did a lot of that stuff and did his own research, took his own photos, so he would project those on his canvas and paint them himself. So he did his own finding of his style, where I was still trying to gather my information and all the stuff I could do because there was so much out there to paint and do, and I wanted everything. I wanted to do everything, and you know, I went to school here and there, but nothing that was like worth a degree for me to stick with or anything like that. It was just I just watched my old man do it a lot, and I just, you know, remember watching him at 12 years old. He was doing a Firebird, and I said, man, I want to do that, you know. And here I am today, still doing it.
And this painting right here, man, what you gonna be doing with that?
Well, I was trying to recreate what my dad did. He did a piece like this before. It was a little bit different. The Hispanic women were more voluptuous, and he had more like conjunto style in it. He had a lot of music instruments in it. Where I want to stick to like more religion on this one because you know I'm clean. I'm hitting 4 years in July the 15th.
Congratulations, that's good shit, man. Good shit, homie.
And I just went to a retreat not too many weekends ago, and I got my cross, and it's helped me. You know, I lost my faith at one point, but I'm gaining it back. And you know, when you believe in God and you believe in the things that He can do, and you just give into the Word, and He helps you. And I didn't think He would listen, but He's listening. You know, and good things are coming out of it. You know,
Good shit to hear, man. Real good stuff to hear.
I needed that. You know, I needed that in my life. You know, and it's cool because I love what I do and I enjoy it, and I don't think about it, and I don't make second guess myself because it's just layers on top of layers, and you can never mess up a painting. You know what I mean? I mean, I've done this shit forever. Since my father passed, you know, I'd stopped watching TV, watching movies, and I just dedicated myself to painting. I paint every day. There's not a single day.
Hey, it's the same way I feel, man. If I'm not in the shop doing my cuts, I'm like, man, I need to do something in there, man.
Doing something wrong, right?
Yeah, I'm all like, man, I'm neglecting, but then neglecting other things too.
That's right, dude. But it's when you get in, when you start losing the fun in it, and it's like a job almost, or something that's like taking.
Yeah, we talked about that the other day,
that's
man.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
it's too much for you. It's like I don't even want to do it anymore. But me, on the other hand, it's my life. It's what I have, you know, and I'll always have it. It's the only thing I love that loves me as much as I love it. You know what I mean?
Can we talk about those ones up here real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's up here, man.
So those Savages, those came from a dark time when I was still under the influence, and I refused to sell them because they reminded me of the dark, of things that, you know, had happened, and I was able to, like I said, get clean and change my ways, so I hung on to them. And actually, they're sold. I found a buyer. He actually got a hold of me not too long ago, and he's an art collector, an avid art collector, and he purchased them. He purchased them at $1,000 a piece. So he's ready for it. And the funny thing is, he doesn't even want the original. I mean, he wants the originals, but he just wants digital copies right now.
Man,
but
something else.
Yeah, it is something else, and that's way over there in England. But that's all good. It's all good. Shit. I'll send them wherever they need to go. You know what I mean?
Hey, I thought I was good when I sent some to Germany.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
Yeah. That's some cool, man.
But this one's gonna be bad. This one right here,
I'm
man.
sure, man. We can't wait. Man, we can't wait. We're going to follow up with you.
Yes, sir.
When we get this here, when you get this here done.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be bad. Yeah, because I'm putting new spins on the artwork these days. I'm using clay and sculpting on the canvas so it'll stick out 3-dimensional. And like I have lights on this one. They're not on right now. They're going to go in the building, so this one's a work in progress too, just like this one is. And you can tell they're two different styles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. So these are going to be intense, man, and they're a set. I want them to be a set. So
that's cool, man. Shit, I tell you what, man. Let's go over to the bar here, we're going to sit there and chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit more here. I got a couple of little things I'm sure the people want to know about you too.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
But all right, homies, I appreciate y'all checking in still, man. All right, here we go, man. We about to head to the bar.
I said that.
What's crackin' like, homies? Hope everyone being good, being safe, man. It's your boy Cuts right here. We got my homie right here, Jerome, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you stopping by the bar.
Yeah.
Y'all seen, man. I was over at his place. Just a video of his artwork and everything, and then he was even working on a piece, man. So I bothered the man for a little bit. My apologies, but I'll get you back. I'll get you back to work in a minute, because I know how that is, man.
Yes, sir.
But I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's my man Jerome right here, and let me ask you something, man. The first thing I want to ask you is, you know, how'd you get started? Earlier you talked about, you know, how your father and everything.
Yeah, well, I strongly believe that my grandmother, she was an artist, and my dad's mom, she was a really good artist and a sculptor, and she used to do clay and stuff like that on the west side of San Antonio, over there near 34th Street, and then the flea market that was there. She had a shop inside of it, so she did a lot of pottery as well, and she had her own kiln and everything at the house. So she was always into that stuff, art stuff. Well, she always threw the kids into a mix. Like she would throw us a box of crayons and old World War II comic books that my dad had that she kept forever, and we would all draw in there in color, and she could see who was more creative than the other one, you know, who was able to paint in the lines and stuff. So she kind of like pinned me out on that one, but it was good because she knew that I was just like that, you know, and I was able to hold memory of different objects and different things that we did. You know, I was only 3 or 4 when I was doing T-shirts on Hanes shirts for 25 cents a piece there at that flea market, you know, with my grandmother. So it was cool. But
you're an entrepreneur Mexican, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Man. Hey, dude. And what's funny is that I didn't realize at the time, but I was buying my own taco and milk with it. I ain't lying. And she would ask me, you know, you want a taco and you want a milk? Yes, I do. And here I was buying my own and shit with quarters. But it's all good because that, you know, that taught me that, you know, I could sell and paint and draw anything. You know, it was something I enjoyed doing at a young age. So I'm still doing it.
Man, that's cool, man. I saw your work, man, and I'm just inspired. People like hey, Cuts, man, you're a cool artist. I really don't see myself, man. When I see your stuff and people like there's another homie here in San Antonio, man, that does stuff too. Like you said, you know, that everyone has different what do you call it? Just different styles.
Techniques and styles.
Yeah, different styles.
Absolutely.
I got a homie that my homeboy Loco. Shout out to my homie Loco out there in Corpitos. He's the one, man. I saw him do it. I wanted to jump on it, man, and his stuff is totally different from mine. Mm-hmm. And when someone wants something, I'm like, hey, man, you go to him, man. He does it. You
got a creative mind, though, man. Your stuff is just as good. I mean, dude, come on. It impressed me. It stopped me. I told you, man.
I appreciate that, man. But hey, man, this ain't about me, man. It's about you, man. It's about you. I appreciate it. But that's cool, man. Shit, you know. So you've been staying busy, you know, doing something.
I have been lately. Everything's been going good. You know, I've been letting go. So I always say to the guy upstairs, you know, and just taking care of what I need to do. You know, strongly believing in what I do and dedication to it. Because you know, a lot of people can't dedicate themselves to what they do best. You know, they either get scared or they just don't want to do it anymore. You know, it's not fun anymore. You know what I mean? Me and you were talking about this before.
Yeah, well, yes, sir.
And when it's something that's repetition, a lot of people get bored very easily. But I find it more creative and more interactive because I get bored very easily on doing one painting. You understand? I have to do like several at the same time sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm sporadic, you know, and I want to like get done already. And if I do that, I'm just rushing myself.
Yeah.
So if I'm throwing it out,
you have to step away from it for a second sometimes.
Absolutely.
And then like, you know what? I'll revisit this.
Right.
Man.
Yeah, and it gives you a fresh look, and then maybe if you have a friend or two or somebody that comes by, you get fresh eyes that can look at it, and they can give you their opinion of it. Because you know, I always rotate my canvas. I'll turn it upside down and start painting, just so I know that it doesn't have to all be pulled to the right because I'm right-handed. You know, it's weird. It's the mix of the
way.
And I do.
It works for you. I've seen it work.
Right,
obviously, it works.
It works. Well, like I said, it's been dedication for real. I mean, that's hard to come by. You know what I mean? But I have been putting the time and effort into dedication, and it's paid off. And I can say that, you know, it took me a minute, but it's paid off. I've been doing this for a long time, so now it's like I feel comfortable that I'm not. I can't even use the word mistakes. It's not even that. It's just simple gestures here and there that I'm used to doing because it's a repetition thing. You know, it's constant, so it's easy. So it's like even if I'm making a line, it's the same line I just made a minute ago, right? So it's easier for me to get it done, and I just think of it as the finished product, and I'm trying to get it done. And it's like everyone freaks out because they see all the colors and they don't understand. You know, they're like, "Why does it look this way? Why is it fuzzy?" You know, it's a layer.
And you said something the other day we were talking, man, about the process.
Yeah, it's process
and
of
I
elimination.
think you even posted that, and we'll get to it here in a minute where you can find this man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just so happened, you know, come across his work, and we start following each other on Instagram too.
Yeah.
But the process, and sometimes I'll do that. You know, my pattern, and then the way the wood is raw before I paint it. And I always let people know it's a process, you know.
Right.
And I hate for them to see it in between because then they don't understand. It's a process.
It's what it is.
Everyone wants to see the finished product already.
Right, yeah.
Because
Like, some people aren't artistically inclined. So what they do is they tend to they see what they want, right, and they know what they want, but their brain can't compute how you put it together in the process you're putting it in, you know, and that's why I call it process of elimination. We see it already done, so we're taking away the things it's showing. It's like we're etching or we're sculpting something. We're just taking everything away, and it's already there. The picture's already there. So it's a process, and it's layers that go on this. And people are not artistically inclined. They don't see that. They just see the image, and they just think it just ends there. It just wherever object they want it on or surface they want it on, they just think it just appears there, you know. But it's okay because after they see the process where they didn't understand it, and they see you going through it and making it turn into something that they've never even seen before in their life, because like I said, their brain just can't compute it.
And how do you like it when, because I know how I feel about it, when that person gets their finished product and their eyes, go ahead, just explain how people look.
It's a gratifying feeling because that's like the part I wait for the most, like you feel like a rock star. You know, you want to see them smile. You know you're going to get something out of that, and some gratification is what I get. You know, and instant gratification has always been my things, but that right there says it all. Like I can step back and I hear the oohs and the ahs, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. You know, and that's
I do that.
yeah, that's right. I'm like, yeah, it's something to freak myself about. I'm like, wow, I painted that, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But, so it's fun. Like I said, that's when you know, like you discussed before. When you're having fun, you know, it's something enjoyable. It's not just a hobby, you know. It's your life. This is my life, and I breathe it, you know. And when you're not having fun anymore, you're wasting time. You're wasting, you know. It's that joy thing that you had in your life that you set there for a reason, for a purpose, is gone. You know, all the meaning of it is gone. But I have it. I'm not letting go.
Don't let go. Don't let go, man. I can't. You know, I don't want to see your stuff. You said something here that when you do it and everything, people get it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I should did one for me, man.
Yeah.
But I just don't. My wife won't let me tear that wall down and build the bar and add more of my stuff and everything. And I mean, I would love. Hey, homies, I appreciate all the orders but when I send y'all these cuts, and sometimes I don't want to send it out. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like, dang, man, I'll just keep this one. So. But I can't keep every cut, man. I mean, you can't keep every painting, you know.
You can, dude. And you can remember them, and you can videotape them, you can take pictures. But if you've been painting as long as I have, and I always say this to everybody, you know, if I've done that painting one time, I've done it a million times. You know.
And the other thing is that someone says, hey, I want that. They're like, okay. But if they really look at the detail of it, no two will ever be the same.
No, never.
Can't.
No,
they
can't.
Not
Not
even
even
on my scroll saw doing everything.
Yeah,
I might cut here, might do that. I might think of something different. And actually, you know, homies, they probably shouldn't be hearing this, but the second one always comes out better than the first one.
It has extra detail in there, right?
Yeah, because I know where I like messed up on or whatever.
You changed up a little bit, gave it something a
then
little
the first
more.
customer's like, hey, mine didn't look like that. I'm like, man, I'm like, well, because I did the first one.
Right.
So I probably should have said that, man. My apologies, but
they still got a unique one, though, man.
But
regardless.
no, yeah, regardless. I mean, and then the one thing they can say is, I got the original.
That's right.
I got the original.
Right.
You know, it may not look like the second one. Second one may have a little something to it.
No matter,
third
I got the first one,
but
the original.
It was the first one. Yeah, you see how I rebounded on that? Watching basketball, I rebounded really good,
That's
man.
good. That's good.
No, man. So. Dude, I greatly appreciate you stopping by.
Absolutely.
I'm glad I met you. We'll continue, not just passing by, man. I know we'll continue keeping in touch.
Absolutely, my friend.
See each other's work. We talked about some shows that we want to go to.
Yes.
Upcoming shows, which I know your stuff will be in there too, man.
Yes, I already have some rides already done that I've finished, and I know they always enter these shows, the slingshots and those, what are the Can-Ams? The trikes, I guess.
Yeah.
Those as well, yeah.
So, and the tanks. You said you do tanks too.
Yeah, I do.
So it's not just on canvas, man. My homie here do hood, like you said, on the
I started on, doing over there in Camargo Park. I was doing the lowrider shows back in '92, '93, and that was back then, and I thought I was a shit then. Come on, man, it wasn't even all that.
Shit, dude, man.
now that I'm back in the game, I think it's fun because I know how aggressive I can be when it comes to some, art. I don't take it like a joke. I just don't project it, color it with some opaque colors and just leave it. You know what I mean? I add all the colors and I change it. I want to make it look like we can see behind the painting. That's the purpose I'm trying to pull here.
Man, the tanks too on motorcycles too, right? You're saying it because when you first, I ain't gonna lie, first time you paint on these tanks, and I'm thinking these these trucker tanks. I'm like, dude, that's a lot of shit,
Yeah,
man. Like,
Harley tank. Sorry, my
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, fenders and Harleys. Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah. I'm getting the lingo down, man.
Yeah, right
I'm getting
on.
the lingo down. The tanks. Man, that's pretty neat, man. I mean, you know, I mean, to go to shows, see your work, they're done, and it's like, man, you know, I mean, and I love it too when people send pictures in their office and
So
their man
cool.
cave right there, like, man, that's my shit. They want my stuff in there, and it's
See?
like you, they want your stuff on
Right.
their whips, on their lowriders, on their motorcycles. I mean, dude, that is just, I mean, that's badass.
It's an honor. It's an honor.
No.
You know, it makes us feel confident in what we do even more. So you know, and it brings everybody together. Like I said, you know, that's why I'm doing the Hispanic artwork again. You know, I'm trying to bring the culture. I want us all to be together, dude, because we're all united. We're all nice people.
Culture cuts.
Culture, man.
Culture.
Hispanic life. That's right.
Yeah, man.
Pretty glad.
Well, that's cool, man. Shit, I'm really looking forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that one painting that we have in this interview here, and when you get that done, man, I want you to for sure let me know.
Absolutely.
We want to see, you know, how it came out and everything, which I know it's.
I'll have a bunch of those to get rid of. So
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, man, my homie here, man. I mean, he tells them too, man. We don't just do it just to whatever, man. I mean, hey, let's be honest here, man. We're all entrepreneur Mexicans here.
There
Just
it
entrepreneurs, but
Yeah.
I would say I'm an entrepreneur Mexican. I was trying to do something. I was trying. Hey, I'm just trying to put some butter on my tortilla, man. That's all I'm trying to do. I ain't that's for the kind of salad fajitas just yet.
And I'm watching. I'm hungry too.
You know, I know, right? You stop talking about food, man. Shit. Well, man, I greatly appreciate everybody stopping by. And once again, where can we find you, man?
You find me on Facebook at Jerome Cuevas, and then on Instagram on Jerome Cuevas Art. And I'm not too sure about the TikTok, but I'm sure it's just my names. It may be Jerome Caves 74.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
So then, Jerome, spell your last name for the people.
Cuevas. That's Cuevas. Jerome Jerome.
Yeah, man. Look him
Friendly
up,
artist.
man. I'll be tagging him and everything and on this here and everything else, man. And I'll be when I see his work, I'm gonna make sure I share it and everything. And that's what it's all about, man. Let's help each other out, man. It ain't about cuts, it ain't about Jerome, it ain't about, you know, other artists and everything. It's like my Theo used to say, man, there's enough pie for everybody.
There it
and when
is.
you get greedy, you end up with crumbs.
Yeah.
Remember that, homies, man. Don't end up with crumbs, man. Shit, man. That's just not cool.
Keep loving that art.
Yeah, man. Most definitely, man. You know, I always say be good, be safe, and I mean it when I say be good, be safe, man. And
Right on.
hey, need anything, you let me know, and whatever I can do and stuff. So, hey, man, it's just be nice to each other, homies. But man, dude, once again, greatly appreciate
Thank you,
you,
brother.
man. Shit,
Awesome,
dude.
dude. Awesome, man.
It's been great.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait for everybody to see this.
Yeah,
man.
me either, man. This is great. This is good stuff.
Yeah, man. All right, homies. Everyone be good, be safe
Peace.
as always.
God bless.
God bless. Go Cowboys.
Man.
And hey, man, don't go nowhere yet.
All right,
man.
all
I'm
right.
gonna
I'm
end this
stepping,
with
I'm
you,
stepping
man.
shit.
All right, homies. Cuts by Jones. My man Jerome.
Laters, man.
Be good, be safe. Peace.
Peace.